Hello and welcome to Pitt Resource Connection. I'm Mary Smith, the host, and today we're going to be talking with Liz Lyles, who has started a program called Daughters of Worth, right?
Yes.
So give us some background on this program. What is it and how did it get started?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me here today. Daughters of Worth began back in 2015. I've come from serving a number of different girls through the school system, through serving as a teacher at one point, through serving with a variety of different nonprofits in the past, and basically just began to see a need. There are a lot of programs and opportunities that are available for boys. But what I began to see with our girls is that they are just challenged daily with all the messages from the media that they receive, that they are not good enough, that they are not worthy or acceptable, that if they don't have the right clothes or have the right home or have the right handbag or come from the right family or have the right fill in the blank, that somehow they're just not good enough. And so these girls were going to bed at night just feeling unloved and feeling unacceptable and struggling to just find their identity and who they were. And so watching a number of them struggle and hearing a lot of their stories, began to have a vision of how can we serve these girls? What can we as a community do to make certain that our girls know that they are loved and that they are treasured and that they are valued and acceptable exactly as they are? And so began just kind of dreaming about that and came up with a unique vision called Daughters of Worth. And what it is it's a mentorship program. We began in 2015 with only 12 girls, middle school and high school. And the vision of that was that it was not going to be a quick fix. It was not going to be something where we can just come in and change your life. But it was going to be a group of women who are willing to serve with these girls and to say, we can't fix all the things that are happening in your world. We can't fix the bullying that you're dealing with at school or the home issues or the low self-esteem. But what we can do is we're going to pour into you and we're going to love you through, and we are going to walk through life with you. And so it is not a quick fix at all, but it's basically a promise to these girls that we're here to love you and to support you and to encourage you, and doing that through character education and service projects and leadership development and recreational activities and a lot of fun along the way. So that was kind of how the vision began.
So is it one-on-one with the girls, or do you do group work, or how is it?
Well, it's a little bit of both. Most of our programs now are groups, and because we are still limited in our mentors, it makes it difficult to have the one-on-one piece as much. But what we have found is that the girls, when they are going through something that they need someone to talk to, they have our numbers, they have our information, so that we're able to meet them and to help connect with them and to serve them from an individual level as well. But the program has definitely grown. We were blessed to be able to partner with the Boys and Girls Clubs this past year, working with Heather Joyner at the Fire Tower location of Boys and Girls Club. And so last year we ended up serving over 80 girls through both of those locations, and it's continuing to grow.
So I heard in there that you have a lack of mentors.
Yes.
So tell us about the role of the mentor. How do you become one? What did somebody need to do?
Absolutely.
Time involvement.
Yes, and so we are at the process right now of establishing even a second group that's going to be happening in Beaufort County. So what the mentor looks like, we meet weekly at the Boys and Girls Club. This opportunity is available on Fridays from 4:30 to 5:30. And so that process will begin with an application piece and an interview. I'm learning about the program and also involved in some training level for that Daughters of Worth will implement. So it just begins with, we are very selective over our mentors. We want to make certain that the girls that are working, or the women who are working with our girls, are passionate about the program, and that they're also equipped to be able to handle all of the different things that come that come up. A lot of these girls, when they begin to share their stories with you, you hear stories that will absolutely break your heart. And so we want to make certain that those who are working with our girls know how to handle those situations and are trained for that.
Okay, so how long does this training usually take?
We are still developing that, being that we are, so right now we are in the process of coordinating with the Teddy Bear Advocacy Group as well, and being able to work with them. And as we are developing the training piece with it, it's more or less working with us one-on-one in the group setting, and then being able to establish some additional mentors as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So how would they become a mentor? What's the first step?
And so the first step would be to connect with us at Daughters of Worth, and they can send me an email directly at daughtersofworth@gmail, and just express that interest. And that would begin the first step to begin the interview process and the application piece, and then we would be able at that point to lead them to the next steps of that situation. There's also other opportunities for volunteer as well that I would love to share about with that's new. We have just launched our Notes of Hope initiative. This was a program that we established last year with only one school to kind of work out the kinks and see what things we would need to change or to implement. And how this works is we work with all the school systems, with Pitt County Schools and Beaufort County, and work with the educators and the administration and counselors. And they help us to identify 25 girls in each school who are just kind of in need of that extra hope, that extra encouragement, who may be just going through a difficult time in their life and could use that boost. And so it's an opportunity that once that the parents have completed that consent form, we, the women of the community, gather together once a month, and we write them handwritten cards called Notes of Hope. It does not cost the parents anything, does not cost the school system anything. It is just a way for all of the women of the community to come together once a month and just be able to pour into the next generation of girls. And so we actually just adopt those girls for a full year. And so each month those girls will be receiving a handwritten card. And so that's another opportunity for anyone in the community who is interested in serving with that and would love to be a part of just writing cards of encouragement. So for someone who may not have the time for mentorship, or who's looking to get involved but can't make a heavy commitment of time, that would be an awesome way to be able to begin.
I believe that, yeah. So the girls that you serve are identified through the school systems, that's what I'm hearing.
So through the Notes of Hope program, those are identified through the school system. And then the ones that we're serving through the Boys and Girls Club, and for our teen travel group, that's open to anyone. So that's open, most of those girls, of course, are coming from the Boys and Girls Clubs when we're serving at that location. We do have a teen travel group. There are 15 spaces that are currently available for that. And so we're getting ready to begin with that as well. So that is a group that is serving the middle school and high school girls, and we meet monthly. So we do, instead of having a weekly service opportunity mentorship program, we do monthly mentorship, just because a lot of times their schedules, we have found, are much more intense, and a lot of them are either pursuing jobs or they are involved with athletics and different family events. And so we have found that their schedule works best once a month, and that includes guest speakers, that includes doing painting activities, doing service projects. And so each month we meet at a different location, and they have the chance to, for example, last year we had the chance to go to Christy Overton Johnson's and to Lake Christie, and we had the chance to go there and to hear her speak, and the girls had the chance to get her book and also to play on the water. So what an incredible opportunity to be at Lake Christie and hearing from her heart. We've had the chance to be at the shelter, to go and to serve in that capacity. We have we just try to give them as many opportunities as we can to meet the leaders of our community who are making a difference with their lives and impacting so many people, and encouraging the girls to do the same with their lives.
How do you know this is working?
I would say from the hearts and the stories of the girls and their parents. I could sit here for an hour and tell you stories of these girls. I have worked with one precious girl whose grandmother was selling her out to pay rent. For that girl to have someone to speak up for her and to help bring her situation into light, to give her the help and the healing that she needs. She would tell you it's made a difference. For the girls who, there was one when we first began this program, and her mom came home and she had attempted to commit suicide. Her mom found her on the kitchen floor where she had come home from school and at 8th grade and had overdosed. And so mom comes home and finds her daughter unconscious, and spent the next 48 hours at the hospital having her stomach pumped. This girl is now one of the leaders in our group who is full of energy and life and joy. So many of them have got different stories of things of watching them overcome. We have one of our girls who wants to become a cardiologist, and she has a dream of going to Duke. We look at each one of those girls and talk with them and help them to dream about their life. We meet them in the places where they're hurting. And I think we're very honest and upfront. You know, one of the things that I share with all of them is that we're all broken. We all have things inside of us that need to be healed and restored. We all have things that we struggle with. Some people just hide it a whole lot better than others. And so I think for these girls to know that, to have an adult who will sit with them and say, it's okay to be broken. It is okay to not have all of your stuff together. It's okay to not have all the answers, because we don't either. And we can't fix all of it, and I can't make all of those problems go away. But what I can do is I can sit with you, and I can wipe your tears, and I can laugh with you and smile with you and dream with you, and we can do goals together, and we can talk about how do you do resumes, and how do you interview, and how do you complete job applications, and what do you do when your best friend doesn't talk to you. We talk about everything from food to boys to music to school to everything that matters to them matters to us. And so that's our heart and passion, is just pouring back into them and letting them know that they are most definitely not alone.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, you've done a good job, Liz.
Thank you.
I think that your dream is now becoming a reality.
It is, yes.
So we want to thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to share.
Okay. And if you're interested in learning more about Dollars of Worth, maybe becoming a mentor yourself, sounds like it's about an hour a week or once a month. But maybe you have some talents, if it's just your smile, to give to another girl. All right, so we want to thank you for watching the Pitt Resource Connection.